Hey guys, my name is Firaz Jamil. I'm a fifth year medical student here at Cambridge and I'm also a pharmacology supervisor at Keys. So today I'm going to give you guys 3 top tips to acing your Cambridge medicine interview. And if you guys are interested in one-to-one mock interviews, check out the Google form below and I'll be in touch. So tip number 1 is to always express your thoughts out loud in a structured way. So what do I mean by this? So let's say someone asks you, why do we have a heart? Instead of saying we needed to pump blood around the body, go from first principles. Say, okay, so why do we need a heart? Well, first of all, our body needs blood. The blood can't just sit still in our veins and arteries, so we actually need something to pump the blood around. But why specifically a heart? Well, we actually need an organ that's muscular, that can pump forever, effectively. So that's why we need the heart. So it's this idea of taking a moment to think for yourself, structuring your thoughts in a logical order, whether that's going according to time or going in a 1, 2, 3 sort of fashion. And then using that as a structure to explain your thought process. Remember, it's not always about getting the correct answer, it's more about showing the interviewer your specific thought process. Tip number 2 is making sure to ask the interviewer questions back. You want the interview to be a dialogue, not an interrogation. You want them to feel like they're interacting with a person. A really good way of doing this is by actually asking clarifying questions. So let's say someone asked you, why do humans have 2 legs? You could ask them back, okay, so what exactly do you mean by that question? Or is there anything specifically that you'd like me to talk about? I'm thinking about posture, for example. And I think that back and forth dialogue is number 1, a really good way to build rapport. Number 2, a good way to understand the question. But number 3, a really good way to buy yourself some time to think. So that's the second tip, ask the interviewer questions back. And then tip number 3 for a Cambridge medicine interview is to really know your fundamental principles of each science. So with physics, for example, although it's not necessarily common, you may be asked a question about, let's say, speed is distance over time or some sort of brain teaser. For chemistry, maybe some mole equations. For biology, you should know the basic organ systems. And I think more than anything, it's being comfortable with the basic principles. You aren't expected to know everything. You aren't expected to be at the level of a Cambridge third year medical student. But what you are expected to do is to know the basic principles and be able to figure things out. So let's say, for example, the hypothetical question. What would happen if our blood suddenly became acidic? We can take that from a chemistry angle, lots of hydrogen ions that could react with different things in the blood. We can take it from a biology perspective that could degrade membranes, and then we can marry them together and think about, okay, if we're degrading membranes and we have lots of protons, maybe different things will react together that could cause a toxic reaction and damage to the body. So that's the third tip, having a very solid fundamental grasp of the basic sciences, biology, chemistry and physics. And overall, I think a Cambridge interview is really about practice more than anything. And that's why I'm offering one-to-one mock interviews. And if you think that will be helpful for you, check out the Google form below and I will be right in contact. Thank you guys for watching and make sure to be subscribed to my channel.